Story 1. When We Refuse to Kneel. The imposing Threxian armada cast a foreboding shadow over Earth, their monolithic warships veiling the sun like an ominous swarm of locusts. In unison, their voices resonated, reverberating across sprawling metropolises and undulating countryside. Earthlings, your resistance has been admirable, yet your defeat is an unalterable certainty. Surrender now, bow before your imminent overlords, and perhaps mercy will color your destiny. Their declaration, heavy with disdain, echoed amongst the ranks of their soldiers, perched on the precipice of deployment, weapons humming with anticipation. Humanity had been an obstinate irritant for far too long. The day had arrived to extinguish this stubborn defiance. On the terrestrial plains, men and women watched with an air of grim determination, fully aware of the skewed odds. Yet, the thought of surrender remained a foreign concept. High above, the remnants of Earth's fleet, battered and outnumbered, remained unyielding under the command of Admiral Joka. "All hands," she commanded, "initiate assault pattern Delta for Earth." The vessels thrust forward, an embodiment of reckless valor. They were determined to exact a blood price from the Threxians for every inch of their home. The crews within were a picture of stoic resolve, standing tall amidst the looming apocalypse. Across the globe, in cities teeming with life, parents clung to their offspring, whispering words of resilience and optimism. Leaders, their voices imbued with an unyielding resolve, dismissed the Threxian ultimatum with contempt. As the Threxian troops descended, they were met with an unyielding, resilient wall of humanity. Men and women with the flame of defiance sparking in their eyes and the spirit of freedom pulsating through their veins were ready to stand, ready to fight, but not ready to kneel. The ensuing battle was brutal. The Threxians, with their superior numbers and advanced technology, inflicted devastating losses. Yet the inhabitants of Earth held their ground, preferring to perish on their feet rather than live in subjugation. In the vacuum of space, Admiral Joka's flagship was ultimately overcome, but not before it took down the Threxian command ship in a Pyrrhic victory. The remaining human vessels persisted, waging an unyielding war against the inevitable. As the day waned, the Threxian armada lay in tatters. The cost was nearly unbearable, but Earth's freedom remained intact. In the aftermath, the Threxian commander, draped in the cloak of failure, addressed his superiors. "Never before have we met such formidable resistance. These humans are impervious to the concept of surrender. We dismiss them as weak, as cowards. Yet, when presented with the choice between submission and battle, they chose to stand tall. Their defiance is a lesson to us all." Thus, the tale spread throughout the cosmos, the tale of a tiny blue planet that refused to bow, the tale of an unyielding courage, a spirit that refused to be crushed. The Threxians had depended on terror and domination for victory. But that day, against all conceivable odds, they were the ones forced to kneel before the indomitable spirit of humanity. Story 2. The Relentless Human Spirit. The Thovian battlecruiser drifted silently through space, its crew steeling themselves for the impending battle. Captain Zorth stood stoically on the bridge, four eyes focused intently on the view screen ahead. There, the puny human vessel came into view, a tiny mote against the endless black void. "Captain, the humans are hailing us," reported his communications officer nervously. "Ignore them," Zorth growled. "We will crush them swiftly beneath our might." The communications officer nodded, sweat beading his brow. The human's reputation was well known, a relentless, unyielding spirit that punched far above their weight. Many a Thovian ship had been destroyed underestimating their tenacity. As the cruiser closed the distance, The human vessel seemed to grow before them, resolve emanating from every angle and curve. Zorth narrowed his eyes. "Ready all weapons," he commanded. "We will end this quickly." The opening salvo hammered the human ship mercilessly, missiles and plasma searing its hull. But the vessel remained, damaged but unbroken. Zorth bared his teeth in frustration. "Sir, they're hailing us again," said the communications officer. "Let it through," Zorth growled. A human face appeared on the view screen, female with fiery eyes. "This is Captain Ada McKinnon of the ESS Perseverance. Stand down your attack immediately or face the consequences." Zorth snarled. "Foolish human. You face the Thovian Empire's finest battlecruiser. Surrender now, and we will grant you a swift end." The human's eyes blazed with intensity. "We will never surrender. You face humanity's spirit, relentless, unbreakable. Turn back now or prepare to be defeated." Rage boiled within Zorth. "Insolent creature, I will personally tear your ship apart, bolt by bolt." He severed the transmission, fangs bared. "All weapons, fire!" The ship shuddered under the full, awesome might of the battlecruiser. Debris and bodies were hurled into the void as the ship was methodically torn to shreds. As the firing ceased, the shredded hulk of the human vessel drifted, a broken, lifeless shell. Zorth leaned back, satisfaction creeping across his face. "The human spirit," he snorted. "Nothing but fragile, empty words." "Sir," cried the censor's officer, "I'm detecting power signatures from within the wreckage." Zorth bolted upright, shock rippling across his face as the debris began to shift. Before their eyes, the broken shards of the ship started pulling back together, reassembling into a coherent whole. The comms officer's voice was hushed with awe. "Incoming transmission." Captain McKinnon's defiant face appeared once more. "We told you, Captain. Our spirit is relentless. We will never yield. We will fight you to our last breath." Zorth sank into his chair, four eyes widening in dawning comprehension and horror. Here, finally, was the human spirit in its full, terrifying glory. In this moment, he knew they would never stop fighting. Never. Story 3. We Who Laugh at Impossibility. The assembled conclave of extraterrestrial civilizations gazed upon the human envoy with a mixture of incredulity and disdain. Could such an ostensibly unremarkable species truly make such audacious declarations? "Are you implying that you've attained mastery over interstellar voyages?" The Serlonian patriarch jeered, his voice laced with skepticism. "Your species remains confined to a solitary globe." The human representative responded with an unruffled smile. "Indeed, we have only just tiptoed outside the confines of our birthplace. However, the groundwork has been set. Our scientists have successfully manipulated the intricate weave of space-time." Skeptical whispers fluttered through the council like a gust of wind, stirring doubt. The Nuxian emissary, clicking his mandibles in mockery, voiced his incredulity. "Even our advanced race has not unraveled the enigma of faster-than-light travel. Do you think us gullible to be taken in by these extravagant yarns?" "Believe as you wish," the human responded with an unwavering calm. "But we have accomplished what many deem impossible. The supposed constraints of space and time failed to hinder human innovation." The council's response was a cacophony of derisive laughter. The human's propositions were dismissed as ludicrous, outrageous. His self-assured demeanor was now perceived as a pitiful attempt at manipulation. In the midst of the raucous laughter, a piercing alarm echoed through the council chamber. A violent explosion shook the colossal space station, nearly unseating the council members. Through the soaring panoramic windows, an unfathomable spectacle unfolded. A vortex of shimmering light, a gateway through space-time, a wormhole gyrating in the cosmic darkness. From its heart emerged a graceful vessel adorned with Earth's insignia. "We, who scoff at the notion of impossibility," began the human, as a stunned silence enveloped the chastened council. "We who dream without shackles, unbounded by known limitations. We who reject the notion of impossibility. We identify ourselves as human." The human ambassador extended a hand in amicable greeting, "and we aspire to share our vision with the cosmos." The council could only stare in astonishment, their preconceived notions of what was feasible being redefined in real time. Human audacity had rewritten the rules of possibility right before their very eyes.